boat with a freaking towel on the side.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the World War History Bar. Hope you're having a great day. Today we are here at D-Day Cognac 2023. The day is here. You guys excited? Alex, you excited?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, man.
It's gonna be great. A lot of people here. We'll see how much we can film. It's gonna be a fun day. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you do not miss out on any new videos. And with that said, let's get also follow our social medias. We'll have plenty of stuff about this event on there. So that's it. Let's get going.
In English now?
And here we are, D-Day Cognac 2023, bro.
You know I'm gonna be looking around for like 3 hours.
I know. That's why I got us here early. Here's some helmets over here.
You mind if I split off and take a look at some of this?
Go ahead. I mean, you know, the first thing we need to do is go to the cliff. Alright guys, we are here at the cliff. This is the beach where we're gonna see the main invasion. Now, we're probably gonna do a couple small clips here in this video, but then we're gonna have a video where it's raw, uncut footage of the main invasion. So, get ready for that. But this is where it happens. It's a massive beach. It's insane how big this place is. We need a better zoom lens. This one does not zoom in very far.
So what was the actual battle this is called from?
Lafayette Bridge.
Beginning 600 yards to the west. The elevated causeway was critical as the Germans had flooded the surrounding pasture lands, and the causeway and bridge were the only location where troops and vehicles could cross the Marais for miles.
Rounding over. Armored row.
A little bit.
Alright, Alice, you're a professional.
I'm not a professional, I'm just a nerd.
Exactly. Gotta show us.
See the anti-tank gun there?
Yeah.
37 millimeter?
Yeah. So what we got here?
Some sort of tankette.
Huh?
Some sort of tankette, I don't know.
It looks what looks like
So you got the Hillman light utility truck.
That's something I've not seen. Not seen shells.
See how made these.
It should tell you what it is on the site.
That's why I'm here.
That's one's the 75?
This one is.
Jeez. Which one's this, 105?
What you're looking at are artillery rounds for the 25-pound British artillery piece.
Those are the rounds.
It's called 25-pound gun because the projectiles weigh 25 pounds. The British used the old system: 25-pound, 18-pound, 6-pound, 17-pound, 6-pound, 2-pound. Americans used calibers: 155, 105, 75, 76, okay, 37 millimeter. But they used the old way, damn near going back to Napoleonic time. It was a 6-pound cannon or 10-pound cannon. The projectiles were put together. You see the charges here? What they would do is, depending upon what they were shooting, whether they were shooting a solid projectile, smoke, illumination, or high explosive, they would put it together. Okay, so the gunners would know what the firing mission is. And then they would put in the fuse to set for distance or height or whatever. And then they would build the rounds to be shot. Okay, so solid projectiles for like anti-tank. So solid projectile. So that's a line of sight, smoke for covering retreat or covering attack or just harassing the enemy, illumination at night, and then high explosives at a range of about 12 miles. And that would be, the round came separate, like you see bundled, and then they would set the charges. And the gun can shoot 4 rounds a minute, up to 8. So what you're looking at here is 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, 6 minute. Okay? It's a battery of 6 guns. So 24 rounds a minute. All right? So they had truckloads of ammunition being brought up. Each gun crew had 6 men. And that's how they fed the gun and how they used the gun. And when they did the firing, they had to take into account Coriolis, rotation of the Earth, because it's in the air so long, the Earth's moving, weather, humidity, temperature, all those things mathematical. But the downside to artillery is, you shoot at me, I do the math backwards, I know where you are, I shoot at you. Okay? But as you can see, the gun sits on that round plate. What makes that ideal is that's a solid base, so 2 men can pick this gun up and rotate it 360 degrees. When they fought in the desert, it wasn't a fixed point. In the desert, you could go behind and attack from the rear, so you could turn this around in a second, whereas the American guns had the split tails and the wheels. You had to put it together, lock it, turn it around. And this makes it much easier, a solid base in the sandy soil to level it and get your gun to shoot. Because the guns had to be level and set up. They had survey crews to set them up because you're firing off of a grid. And then the forward observer was the important guy saying, you're short, you're long, you're right, you're left. Until they finally dial it in. Then it was fire for effect.
Creeping death.
Have you seen the movie A Bridge Too Far?
Yes.
About 5 minutes to 10 minutes into the movie, they show these batteries firing, walking up the road to suppress the Germans.
Jace, thoughts?
So is that, I believe that's an Easy 8.
A what?
Easy 8, E8, so M4, A3, E8s. It's got the 76 millimeter with the improved turret to add room to mount the gun. It's got the flat angled front, and it's got HVSS suspension, so horizontal volume suspension system.
Get ready, guys. We're about to see the firing of the tanks and artillery pieces.
I'm fucking scared.
Watch your ears.
How bad?
They're pretty powerful. Especially the shock you get after with the...
Are we gonna feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Those are 50s.
Yeah.
Some of them might be 30s.
Smell that gunpowder.
I love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. Ooh. 75.
Yeah.
Ah, there they all fire.
Get a nice close up.
Oh yeah. This is tank porn.
That's bad. But accurate. But bad.
Oh, stick it in there. Yeah. Dang. Oh, that's black. Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Get your mind out of the
You need a good
gutter.
commentator. You know I'm filming this. You're gonna get off. I'm gonna definitely have you in there.
Get your mind out of the gutter. What are you talking about? We're just cleaning a barrel. Oh my god, the kids are already fucking...
Yeah, it seems like they're like climbing down to get.
They're gonna already hog all of them by the time we get to it.
Yeah, that's why they were running.
That's an M3.
That's
M3. Tell us about it.
The M3 Stuart?
Yes.
Light tank, World War II. One of the first mass-produced tanks that the U.S. Army used in World War II. Predecessed, obviously, all the Shermans and whatnot. 37mm main armament. It got the job done. Seen a lot of use in Africa. Later use upgraded to M4, M5 Stuarts with a sloped front plate. And they were mostly used as scout tanks in the later part of the war, but this was essentially their main battle tank at the beginning of the war. Assistant driver has the whole mounted machine gun, so you always have someone front being able to have a machine gun and put it on target quickly, as opposed to having to turn the whole turret to get the coax online.
And that baby up there.
Normally you don't have a guy just sitting outside the vehicle to just shoot somebody. I would hope not, at least. Oh, it's excellent.
Yeah.
Well, they took that British artillery piece, the 25-pounder or whatever, they slapped it on the hull of a Sherman, gave it a superstructure to protect the crew, and a 50-cal machine gun, also to protect the crew. And then you have mobile track artillery. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Then the big old boy, 155 mil?
That guy?
Yeah.
Yes. 155mm artillery piece. Big boy. In later years, in the Cold War, they would put that on a track vehicle as well. Namely M55 and M53. Main Greyhound. Half track.
Greyhound?
M3 half track. No, it's not in the main Greyhound. Well, no, it is. I guess. Armored car? Just some form of armored car. Yeah. Armored car. High caliber machine gun slapped on top. Some of them have flat top turret with the 37mm. Those are M8 Greyhound. This is probably the same M8 chassis, but it's just an armored car.
Browning 1919 on top, 30-06.
Then obviously we have the half track, probably technically an APC, armored personnel carrier. Bring troops to the front line.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah. What we got here?
Rifles.
Oh. Rifles.
Bar gun, a Garand, and what looks like an M1 carbine.
Yep.
Correct. Oh, I actually did have that right.
I've seen might never be me. Might try to be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do. For nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you, I was lonesome. When you came inside, dear, my heart was light, and this whole world seemed new to me. But you're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I worked my brain open to explain all the things that you do to me. Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Mr. Shane needs your brain. Mr. Shane,
My phone's in the way, I'm sorry.
it means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, I'll even say there are each language only hopes you tell your parents you are. I've tried to explain, but leave Mr. Shane, so kiss me and say you understand.
Yeah, that's like tripod.
You got that one.
Overman running.
What? Seeing all those points on the shore and having to go do something about it. If you want to hear something,
What a wake up call.
The heavy boulders can't fly. That
DDay was on the same thing. Yeah, back in Beyond Lock District. 35th.
I'm gonna get this baby on
Let's
film.
put it this way. The guy was overly cautious, overly loose.
Oh, the C-47, bro. I got that, Chase. Oh yeah.
Combat teams began to exit the beach at around 0900. The 4th Infantry Division landed 21,000 troops at the cost of only 197 casualties.
Wow, that is way lower than last year.
In an orchard some 600 yards south of the point and disabled them with explosives.
Here comes the C-47.
The most heavily defended was the first infantry division and 29th infantry division. Strong currents towards many aircraft east of the division and caused them to be delayed. Many of the aircraft ran aground on the sandbars
Let's leave tonight.
Let's leave. We ask now that you observe a moment of silence for those lost. My fellow Americans, last night when I spoke with you about the fall of Rome, I knew at that moment that the troops of the United States and our allies were crossing the channel in another and greater operation. It has come to pass as a success thus far. And so, in this poignant hour, I ask you to join with me in prayer. Almighty God, our sons, pride of our nation, this day is set upon a mighty endeavor, a struggle to preserve our republic, our religion, and our civilization, and to set free a suffering humanity. Lead them straight and true. Give strength to their arms, stoutness to their hearts, steadfastness in their faith. They will need that blessing. Their road will be long and hard. For the enemy is strong. He may hurl back our forces. Success may not come with rushing speed, but we shall return again and again. And we know that by thy grace and by the righteousness of our cause, our sons will triumph. They will be sore tried by night and by day, without rest, until the victory is won. The darkness will be rent by noise and flame. Men's souls will be shaken with the violences of war. But these men are lately drawn from the ways of peace. They fight not for the lust of conquest. They fight to end conquest. They fight to liberate. They fight to let justice arise and tolerance and goodwill among all thy people. They yearn but for the end of battle, for their return to the haven of home. Some will never return. Embrace these, Father, and receive them, thy heroic servants, into thy kingdom. And for us home, fathers, mothers, children, wives, sisters, and brothers of brave men overseas, whose thoughts and prayers are ever with them, help us, Almighty God, to rededicate ourselves in renewed faith in Thee, in this hour of great sacrifice. Many people have heard that I call the nation into a single day of special prayer. But because the road is long, the desire is great, I ask that our people devote themselves in a continuance of prayer. As we rise to each new day, let words of prayer be on our lips, invoking thy help to our efforts. Give us strength to strengthen our daily tasks, to redouble the contribution we make in the physical and the material support of our armed forces. And let our hearts be stout to work out the long travel, to bear sorrows that may come, to impart our courage unto our sons, wheresoever they may be. And, O Lord, give us faith. Give us faith in Thee, faith in our sons,
guns, faith in each other, faith in our united crusade. Let not the keenness of our spirit ever be dulled. Let not the impacts of temporary events, of temporal matters of but fleeting moment, let not these deter us in our unconquerable purpose. With thy blessing, we shall prevail over the unholy forces of our enemy. Help us to conquer the apostles of greed and racial arrogances. Lead us to the saving of our country, and with our system into a world of unity that will spell a sure peace. A peace invulnerable to the schemings of unworthy men, and a peace that will let all men live in freedom, reaping the just reward of their honest toil. Thy will be done, Almighty God. Amen.
Sleep, hands were falling down all over the place. It was awful. It was. It's good. So
Yeah, much better.
yeah, much better.
It's like the shoes are those.
These are clogs.
Is that legit wood shoes?
Yep, these are just chunks of wood.
How your feet feel?
They're good. Actually, I bought these.
This is the Maquis French Resistance Camp display here at Conneaut. Really cool.
No, that's a Moss.
Yeah, that's a Moss. Yeah.
Moss 36.
You don't see too many of those too around.
Yeah, Moss 36.
Yeah, like everybody. Boy. It's the birthday.
Oh, I was right.
You're right. Good, because most people have no idea what the French guns are. So this is a 1907 birthday. So this is a World War I French rifle.
That a 16 one then? Is that 1960?
This is an 07/16 because it's the 5-round chamber. This is the cavalry carbine version with a 3-round clip.
A 3-round clip?
Yeah, they had a 3-round in-block clip that would go in here.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, when you're done, that's why it's open. The clip would just fall out the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
right. So whenever we use these in reenactment, those little clips are worth like $40.
Oh,
so we're like, don't lose the clip.
And then there's the Moss 36.
Yes, the Moss 36. So actually, we probably have too many Moss 36s floating around. Because, I mean, this was supposed to be the rifle to replace these style of rifles. This is supposed to be France's newest bolt-action rifle in the new 7.5 caliber, similar to the German round.
Yeah.
This one's from 1940. I think that one's from 1942.
Really?
But they never made enough of these before the Germans invaded.
Gotcha.
So most of them you see are from like after World War II, but very few are from before World War II.
So if
That's
I may
cool.
ask, like, how did the safety work on those?
French rifles don't have safeties.
They do.
No,
they do not.
no French rifle has a safety.
That's terrifying.
Well, the idea in the French military is the safety is that your officer tells you to load,
Okay.
and that's your safety. So when the officer says charge, you load the rounds.
Gotcha.
So it's a very antiquated system.
Yeah, it's
They're used to like British rifles, German rifles, all very nice safety mechanisms.
And then there's the Japanese one, which has the safety behind the bullet.
Right, exactly, which always seemed very unsafe to me.
I mean, it works. It's just weird
No,
because you have to press it in with your palm and turn it this
Right,
way or
exactly.
that way.
Yeah, so none of the French rifles have safeties on them.
That's
did
kind
not
of
know
scary.
Right? But that was the philosophy of the French military at the time.
You know, before they lost.
Yeah, right? Well, I mean, all right, hold on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I know. I mean, the French did lose very quickly, but you have to look at like the situation they were in. I mean,
They weren't prepared for rapid.
And
like,
World War I really depleted the French. They had no will to fight.
I heard they were still like rebuilding in parts from World War I when the
they were.
Germans invaded. Like,
Oh yeah, so the French spent all that money building the Maginot Line.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they never really, then in
don't know how that
1936, like, oh, maybe we should make a new rifle.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah.
French have always been very stingy with their military budgets, so they never spent a lot of money on anything.
tube loading in a label 1886.
Right? Well, so if you ever look at, like, I have 2 labels, and both of mine are so heavily repaired, because they just, every time they get, like, a chunk of wood, they'd fix them. They just keep fixing them over and reissuing them forever. It's like, it works. It works. It's a rifle, but...
I mean, who wants to load it through a tube system?
Well, by World War I, the lapel was outdated.
Yeah.
So, the French invented, the modern bolt-action rifle.
But yeah, you
never updated it.
Yeah.
Like, we made it, it works.
We're done.
We're done.
We've done our job.
We invented it, it's done.
You gotta give it its respect though. So wasn't it the first one that you smoked this powder?
Yeah, the Ball B, the new ammunition, made like every other country in the world started scrambling to like,
8mm lapel.
But then, like, the Germans make the Mauser system, which is brilliant, and the British come up with the Lee Enfield system, brilliant. The French are like, we got this, it's fine.
Every time I see a fast shooter with the Enfield, I always have a hard time actually seeing the bolt go back because of how fast he...
Well, the Mad Minute. You do the Mad Minute with the Lee Enfield.
Yeah, I keep thinking he just puts the bolt up and then puts it right back down.
Just...
It's like, how?
Got that cock on close action.
Do you know if any Swiss K-31s saw any service during World War II?
That's a very interesting question. I don't know if those ever made it into any outside of Switzerland.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't assume they were exported, but I have a hard time believing that none of them ever saw,
There's probably
John
some
Cross.
example of it somewhere. So I've never read or seen a picture of one outside of Switzerland during the war, but maybe. I mean, that's an interesting thing to research and see if they did. But because those are fabulous rifles too.
Yeah, that's cool. You got a lot of cool rifles here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing during French resistance, you get like every rifle of the war somehow makes it here.
Yeah, it's super cool though because you don't see French rifles.
No, that's right. I'm very happy you guys knew what these were. So
yeah,
everyone else comes up there like, what is this? I don't know.
When it comes to World War II, we've done a lot of things.
What's the long wooden AR?
Yeah, right.
Actually, this is a copy.
Copy, yeah.
But yes.
I mean, it works, right?
No, it doesn't. But it looks good, and you can click it, and you can put it down, and you can make the clicking sound, but
it doesn't obviously fire.
You can't shoot anything out of it. This even comes apart.
Oh, you take out the magazine?
Yeah, somehow.
There
we go.
Yeah, it's on the top.
Okay.
All that works, but it does not work.
That's still
Now
super
we have a couple of real ones over here that work that they use in the battles.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's cool.
So, do you know much about the Sten?
I mean, I know that it's kind
a British gun.
Yeah, but I know it was used in Operation Anthropoid, and it jams on one of the assassins.
Yes. So it was cheaply made, quickly manufactured because it was stamped. The Mark II was basically a stamped gun. Very few parts.
So it's easy to make.
It's easy to make, and it's easy to fix in the field because there's, not if it jams, and they have it in the camps, and it's one of the most guns that the British dropped down to the French resistance because they could fix them if they did jam. And what's really funny is we talk to people, we tell them it's a good gun, it's a submachine, and when it works well. When it doesn't work, well.
That's most things these days.
Yeah, we had a reenactment, one of the air battles last year. He was pulling up in the Jeep and had two Frenchmen in the Jeep. They were rolling up on the Germans, and they were to jump out with their Stens and start shooting. Both of them jumped out. Neither one of them worked. They both jammed. And Jeff said, I was the driver. I didn't even have my gun ready. He didn't have his pistol loaded because he expected the Stens
to work. That's cool.
So, it's kind of a true reenactment.
Yeah, true. What type of radio is this?
Okay, what this is they called it a suitcase radio. It's a wireless, looks like a suitcase. So back then it was very, very common to see French people walking around with suitcases going from point A to point B. That's how they carried their stuff around. So this is just a replica, of course, but it's one of the radios that would have been used by an SOE agent. SOE is Special Operations Executive. That's the first spy rating. What's so unique about what I'm impersonating here is this woman right here.
I recognize her, but I can't remember her
Her
name.
name is Virginia Hall.
That's yeah, right.
That's
So
right.
She
Yeah.
had a wooden leg.
Yeah, that's
because she had
right.
lost it in a hunting accident.
What was the name of the lady again? I know she named it.
Colbert.
Colbert, that's right.
Yeah, and it's actually memorialized on a Congressional Gold Medal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And she is receiving the Distinguished Service Award. She is the only female civilian to have ever been honored with that high of an honor.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
I want to try to find one of those medals though, with Colbert on.
Kind of complete the fit, you know. Completed with the.
It's got my wooden leg on it. But she is a very, very unique woman.
Yeah.
She was born in Maryland, and there's a movie. It's called A Call to Spy. I don't know what kind of movies.
Yeah, I haven't fully seen it, but I've seen some.
He calls it a Hallmark war movie because it's not got the blood and the guts like Saving Private Ryan. But it is a very, very good movie. It talks about the SOE and what all she did, what all the SOE did, and how they got in contact with the French Resistance. So I recommend, but most spies lasted about 6 to 8 weeks. They either were killed, captured, or their cover was blown, so they had to escape. She lasted 15 months.
I know she had to escape over the Pyrenees Mountains. Yeah.
She did, and she had to escape over the Pyrenees Mountains because of Klaus Barbie.
Yes. Klaus
The
Barbie.
Germans sent him in. His main goal, his only goal when he first went in, was to seek out the limping lady and eliminate her.
Really? That's cool.
And he did a good job because she was on the run for the longest time, and the only way she was able to survive, she had to cross over the Pyrenees Mountain.
Dang. That took a lot of courage to do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then once she got to Spain, got
Get arrested.
back to England, she wanted to go back in. But they wouldn't send her back in, they deaths her because she was blind. So that's when she started learning as much as she could about the wireless, because when she first went in, she didn't know, but she sent the operators. She would receive them and she would set them up in different safe houses and things. So while she stayed on the desk with the SOE, she was studying about this. And so when the U.S. created the OSS, she joined them, and they happily sent her back in because she'd spent 15 months there.
Yeah.
So she knew a lot.
She knew a lot, yeah.
So she went in as a radio operator for them. This one is mainly used as a booby trap.
Okay.
It's an egg grenade. They had different caps. There's an egg grenade over there that has a blue cap, which was a 4.5 second delay.
Oh, okay.
But this one was immediate.
Immediate, okay.
So it was mainly used as a booby trap. It'd be put behind doors or propped up. And the Germans would also, what they would do is they would switch the caps. If they had to leave an area and they couldn't take the stuff with them, they'd switch the caps out.
Oh, to mess with it. I've never seen an egg grenade before. That's cool.
Thank you.
Alright guys, that is D-Day Kania 2023. What do you guys think?
Loved it.
Fucking awesome.
It was amazing. I hope you guys did enjoy. Now, we're gonna do something different. So, with the big main, beach storming reenactment, we'll have some of the main highlights in this video, but we're gonna have another full, uncut, raw video so you guys can see the entire thing from beginning to end. So, look out for that coming out. Same thing with the Lafayette Bridge. That's gonna also be kind of the same because it was kind of a long one. So look out for those coming as well as this video here. So if you did enjoy, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you do not miss out on any new videos we put out here, because we have a lot coming in the next few weeks to months. So With that said, we'll see you guys back here at the World War History Bar in our next video. Peace.